We're here with Larry Broughton, Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year winner. And Larry, we've been talking about transformational leadership. What is transformational leadership? I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I want to read a quote to you. This is from Stephen Covey that I found. And Stephen Covey, he's very succinct. He's great at clarifying this stuff. So let me just read this, because I think this will really help. So Stephen Covey says, the goal of transformational leadership is to transform people and organizations in a literal sense, to change them in mind and heart, enlarge vision, insight, and understanding, clarify purposes, make behavior congruent with beliefs, principles, or values, and bring about changes that are permanent, self-perpetuating, and momentum building. Now, I think that is a pretty good description of what transformational leadership is. But then you're probably going to ask, well, do you have any tips?
Yes, give us some tips. Give us some tips.
About transformational leadership. Well, there's a bunch of them that are out there. But clearly, developing a challenging and attractive vision for an organization is really important. But the common mistake that most leaders make, I believe, is that they bring these visions as if they're on tablets and they're edicts, and they say, okay, company, here's what my vision is for the organization. That's great, but really the best thing I believe to do for transformational leaders is to get their buy-in. And you do that by involving them in the process. You can have your vision, but you can also guide people and get buy-in from them on identifying what the vision really is for the long-term vision for the organization. Number two, I would tie that vision and its strategy to some sense of achievement. And you can do small steps along the way so that people feel vested and that they're having some successes along the way. And you've got to do that, number three, by translating those achievements into actions. And so you've got to get really deliberate about the whole process. And it's not just, again, coming out with a vision on your tablets and saying, okay, here's what my vision is for the organization. This takes some time, it takes some steps, and there are plenty of facilitators out there that can help you do this stuff. And then number four, along the way, you've got to really express confidence and decisiveness and optimism about your vision. Too often, and we've experienced this in the political arena, and we've seen it throughout a lot of businesses, where the leader, when the challenges hits, the leader kind of retreats into the back room. That is not the way to do this. The leader has to be out in front. They need to be leading the battle. And if the leader, transformational, servant leader, whatever they are, if they're not out there exuding confidence, being decisive, and having optimism about the vision, then the organization is going to fall. And number five is just taking steps. There's the adage about act like an ant. Well, you've got to have small planned steps along the way. And whether you use a kind of a brainstorming session at the end of each fiscal year to plan out the year, the next 12 months in front of you, or the next 5 years, you got to have a step-by-step plan to get there, and then celebrate those small successes.